24. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? Jesus answered and said unto them,
The disciples asked Jesus, What will be the sign of your coming? The sign of the Son of Man. And he tells them, he uses the you pronoun, talking to them and also believers.
Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Does that sound like the red horseman in Revelation?
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilences, and earth.
Famines and pestilences sound a little bit like the black horseman, perhaps? Possibly the pale or dapple or grizzled horseman?
Quakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you.
So, increase, ramping up of persecution, martyrdom. So, a strong increase in persecution at the time of the end. Does that sound like the fifth seal in Revelation?
Shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same.
Sometimes people say enduring is different than living under grace. But remember, Paul tells Timothy to endure hardship like a good soldier. And he uses the word endure in a lot of places in the New Testament, a lot of his epistles.
You shall be saved. This gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. And therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house.
Remember that the remnant of Israel is given supernatural protection in the wilderness.
Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. Woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
Also remember that Jesus has just used the analogy of birth pangs. It's the beginning of sorrows, leading up to the birth.
Days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs, and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So in Revelation 19:11, it says that heaven was open, but it doesn't make the analogy. It doesn't say that you the the lightning analogy has a connection with the clouds.
Wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the
Sometimes people connect the carcass and the eagles with the kings of the earth who are given over to the birds of prey, representing demonic spirits, I believe, at the end when the Lord comes back and treads the winepress of his wrath. But there's another possibility, because the word for body, or the word for carcass, is the word for body. It's the same word, it's the word soma that Jesus uses when he says, "This is my body, which is broken for you." The word for eagles, is also the word used in Revelation for the angel that flies through heaven. So this could be another way of saying the angels gather the body of Christ.
tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and
the sun being darkened and the moon not giving its light, and the stars falling from heaven, is exactly the terminology used of the sixth seal in Revelation, also in Joel.
powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. They shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power.
Again, all the tribes of the earth mourning, seeing the sign of the Son of Man coming in the clouds. At the sixth seal in Revelation, it says they will see the sign of the Son of Man. They will mourn. 1 Thessalonians 4, it talks about the Lord coming on the cloud, the voice of an archangel. So you have clouds and angels referenced at the rapture.
And great glory. And he shall send his angels with the sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
So here you have the sound of a trumpet, you have angels, you have the gathering of elect, the elect of God, chosen, those who know him, believers, from one end of heaven to the other. And some people say this is at the end of the tribulation. But what does Revelation 13 say? It says that the beast was given power to overcome the saints. And it says that the image of the beast would cause as many who do not worship the image to be killed. Except for the remnant from Israel, who is supernaturally protected, the woman protected in the wilderness in Bozrah. So, to assume that in general there will be believers all scattered across the earth at the end of the tribulation doesn't, it seems very different than what Revelation tells us.
Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh.
Also, if this was the end of the tribulation, why does Jesus wait until this point to bring up the sign of the fig tree? The fig tree represents political Israel before it bears fruit. So it hasn't borne fruit yet. So the fig tree, like the fig tree that Jesus cursed, was a symbol of the nation of Israel. And here it says when its branches become tender and puts forth leaves, not fruit yet, then that's a sign. That's a sign of the end. Well, the nation of Israel has formed. So the fig tree, the sign of the fig tree has appeared. I believe it's a sign leading up to the rapture.
So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors.
Again, Jesus uses the analogy of at the door. Remember that in Revelation 3, the Church of Philadelphia is told they have an open door. The Church of Laodicea is told, behold, I stand at the door. And it's the picture of a bridegroom coming from his chamber to the bride. Those who are ready go out to meet him. And then they are taken to the bridegroom's house, to his father's house, and the door is shut.
Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, the word shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only.
So not knowing the day or hour, except for the Father, is again a reference to the Galilean wedding analogy. The bridegroom coming to the bride at an hour that she does not know. Only the Father knows, or actually only the Father declares is the right word. The bridegroom the bridegroom and the bride both have to have some idea. Because who's getting the wedding ready? Who's getting the feast ready? A lot of people. Like in Matthew 25, the next chapter, the 10 virgins all know about they all know roughly when the bridegroom is going to come. They don't know the exact day or hour, but they know about this. They know approximately the time, and it's the Father that declares it.
As the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man. Also the coming of the Son of Man be. As in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
So the days leading up to the days of Noah, again, picture of leading up to the rapture. And Noah, his wife and his 3 sons and their wives were preserved. They rise above the coming impending judgment, the waters of judgment, and the door is closed, just like the bridegroom's house.
And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall 2 be in the field, the one shall be taken, the other left. 2 women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. What?
Again, 2 in the field, 1 taken, 1 left, 2 at the mill, 1 taken, 1 left. The fact that some people believe that all the things leading up to this are in the tribulation has led a lot of people to believe that this taken event must happen at the end of the tribulation. But if you look at it the other way around and say all these events are leading up to the rapture, then it makes perfect sense. 1 is taken, 1 is left.
Therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come.
Again, watch. We don't know what hour he's going to come. Again, that's a reference to his appearing at the rapture.
But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is
Again, what hour he cometh?
faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.